The following contest is a Fatal-Four Way Elimination Match to advance in the King of the Ring tournament. Making his way to the ring from Venice Beach, California, weighing 302 pounds, he is the AWA Heavyweight Champion, Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan received a bye through the first round due to being the AWA Champion. Also making his way to the ring from Miami, Florida, weighing 280 pounds, the bad guy Scott Hall. Scott Hall defeated his teammate Kevin Nash along with 4 other opponents in the Elimination Chamber. Making his way to the ring, standing over 7 foot tall, weighing 323 pounds, Kane. Kane defeated the likes of the Giant and Randy Orton in a 6-man elimination match. And their opponent from Marion, Arkansas, weighing 317 pounds, Psycho Sid. Sid defeated 5 other wrestlers in a battle royal to be the last member of this Fatal 4-Way. Here we have a Fatal 4-Way Elimination Match in the quarterfinals. The winner of this match will go on to the semifinals and face 2 other quarterfinal winners from 2 other divisions. As you see Kane put into the corner, but actually countering and sending Sid into the corner. You see Kane whipping around Sid to send him into the opposite corner here. Huge clothesline down into the corner. You see Hulk Hogan and Scott Hall fighting in the corner of the ring. Scott Hall had a hard-fought victory in that elimination chamber, having to fight against his own teammate, Kevin Nash. They're the final 2 combatants, so you see a couple of big punches from both Hulk Hogan and Kane. Hulk Hogan sending down Scott Hall, and a huge backbreaker to Sid Vicious. also known as Psycho Sid. Huge tilt-a-whirl slam. That tilt-a-whirl slam from Kane won him that elimination match against the Giant. As we see Sid with a couple of punches countering the punch of Kane, sending Kane further into the corner. The former European champion Kane almost had a bye to this round. Unfortunately, his brother The Undertaker won it from him in the first week of my WWE 2K14 universe. As you see, Hulk Hogan also just won his title that same night as Kane did. As you see, huge discus clothesline by Scott Hall, sending Hulk Hogan down to the mat. There will be 3 falls in this match, eliminating 3 competitors. As you see Hulk Hogan sending Scott Hall down to the mat. Sid Vicious picking up Kane with a huge couple of big strikes. All 4 of these guys, absolute monsters in the ring. Scott Hall, the smallest man out of the 4 of them, and he is no small man in the ring. As you see, a huge choke by Scott Hall, choking Hulk Hogan down on the mat. Scott Hall and Hulk Hogan would team up quite a bit, making the original NWO shortly into his time in the WCW. It's a huge punch by Hulk Hogan and an elbow into the gut of Scott Hall. Sid Vicious going for a pin onto Kane. 1, 2. Only a 2 count onto the former European champion. Sid Vicious now looking to go for a huge powerbomb, it seems. 1 powerbomb applied to Kane as he's going to drag Kane back in the middle of the ring, make sure he can't get a rope as he only gets a 1 count here. Scott Hall able to do a huge clothesline to Hulk Hogan. And now a whip from Kane into the opposite corner of Sid. Huge boot sending Kane down to the mat. Scott Hall actually looking at Sid a very bit in the wrong way as Hulk Hogan gets a couple punches to the face, but he is hulking up here. He is hulking up here and he points to Scott Hall. Scott Hall's punches seem to be ineffective. Now a couple of big punches by Hulk Hogan. An Irish whip into a big boot. And Hulk Hogan now going to go for that huge leg drop onto the throat of Scott Hall, going for the pin onto Scott Hall there. 1, 2, 3. Scott Hall is the first person eliminated from the quarterfinals here. As you see Hulk Hogan now trying to go immediately after Kane, but Kane with a nice backbreaker onto Sid. Gonna go for a pin onto Sid Vicious here. 1. Only a 1 count as Sid is able to kick out. And a couple of big strikes from Kane into the corner. Sid countering and a huge elbow to the face of Kane. And now we get a scoop. Kane countering. He goes for a scoop of his own and a scoop side backbreaker. He's going to drag Sid back in the middle of the ring. But Hulk Hogan wanted to get a piece of Sid himself. Hulk Hogan and Sid Vicious had quite a big feud themselves. You see a pin on Kane. 1, 2, 3. Kane is the second person eliminated here. We were down to Sid Vicious and Hulk Hogan. As you see a rake to the eyes by Hulk Hogan. Sid Vicious down to the mat. Sid, former bodyguard of Shawn Michaels, huge star of the WWF. See Hulk Hogan, one of the biggest stars of the WWF era, as we see a huge elbow to the back. As Sid and Hogan tying up together, as you see the back of Sid. Sid put into a full Nelson submission maneuver here. Hulk Hogan trying to use his height, but Sid is higher than him. Will Sid Vicious tap out here? He has taken quite a bit of damage from Kane, but he is able to break out of that full Nelson and able to get back. And now going to put Hulk Hogan into a huge power bomb, sending him down to the mat. Will Sid go for a pin right here? No, he's going to drag him further into the middle of the ring, make sure he doesn't get a rope break. 1, 2, 3. No, Hulk Hogan, the AWA champion, just able to kick out of that 3 count, out of that power bomb. As you see, huge pickup by Sid, able to be countered by Hulk Hogan into a backbreaker. And now he goes for the pin, that knee going to the kidney. 1, 2, 3. No, Sid barely kicking out of Hulk Hogan's kidney shot there. As he whips around Sid, will he go for a huge elbow to the gut? Now onto Sid, picking up Sid once again. As you see the huge pickup by Hulk Hogan, slamming Sid on down to the mat and a couple punches to the face of Sid. Will Hulk Hogan be able to close this matchup out against Sid Vicious as he goes for his famous leg drop that has finished so many matches? 1, 2, 3. The immortal Hulk Hogan winning this first quarterfinal matchup. Hulk Hogan will go on to the semifinals and face two other division winners.